Hey there, climate enthusiasts. Today we're diving into a concept called the lapse rate feedback. It might sound a bit technical, but don't worry, I'm here to break it down. To understand the lapse rate feedback, we first need to define its two major components, the feedback process and the lapse rate. Now, feedback is like the domino effect. A single change can set off a chain reaction, causing other dominoes to fall. In the climate world, the same thing happens. Changes in one part of the Earth system can affect another part, and that can then circle back and affect the first part. These types of feedbacks, these chain reactions, come in two different flavors. There's the positive feedback loop, which could be thought of like a social media trend or behavior that catches on throughout population until everyone's doing it. That's a positive feedback. There's also negative feedbacks. For example, with the human body, when you're getting hotter, you sweat to cool down. And when you're getting colder, you shiver to try and warm up. These are ways your body stabilizes temperature. They're negative feedbacks. Now let's talk about that lapse rate feedback again. The lapse rate is simply a fancy term for how temperature decreases as you go higher in the atmosphere. It's a big deal because it dictates how crazy or calm the weather can get. Generally, the atmosphere loses heat as you go up far above the Earth's surface. Energy is also being constantly released out to space. Where it loses more heat, you get more cooling. Where it loses less heat, you get less cooling. Now, with our familiar friend, climate change, the lower atmosphere is warming, but certain areas in the atmosphere are warming faster than others. In the high tropical atmosphere, far above the Earth's surface, warming is happening really fast. As this region warms, it's also effectively releasing heat into space, a negative feedback, remember? But on the flip side, the Arctic is warming up near the surface. The cooling rate, which happens out of the top of the atmosphere in the Arctic, is then not as high, thus constituting a positive feedback. So, to sum it all up, the lapse rate feedback is about how warming in different parts of the atmosphere can either crank up or turn down the heat. And that's a wrap on this lesson. Remember, our climate is a giant interwoven puzzle, and understanding these pieces, like the lapse rate feedback, helps us put it all together. Thanks for joining me today, and stay curious about our planet's amazing secrets.